got it where you wanted it?
Yeah, here we go.
Okay.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Tales podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
and we are live on a Sunday, ready to do some podcasting in the afternoon. The last leg of the Sweet 16.
You ready to get them find a few spots?
Find a few spots for the Sweet 16 is getting dealt right now. I made some banging tacos.
And tacos was really, really good.
They was really, really good, y'all.
Had radishes on them and everything.
I made them official. I made them authentic. I went and found some of that. I think it's cotija cheese, but the woman at Harris Teeter kept saying cojita or something, and now I don't know if it's which one is the right way to say it.
I'm not even gonna try.
I thought it was cotija with a because it spells Cotija.
Did they have like an official thing where they go, you know how it plays it back to you, the official announcing of it?
Yeah, I think she was just saying it wrong, but she said it with so much confidence. I was like, oh, maybe it's cojita.
Yeah, that'd be me. I just say it with confidence, even though I'd be like, I don't know. This is what I think it is.
All right, here it is.
Cotija.
Okay, so I was saying it right. Anyway, it was some banging tacos up in here this morning, today. So that's how things have been going for us. Karen, before I get started, what's the official weapon of the show?
Phone chair.
What's the unofficial sport?
Bullet ball.
A bullet ball. Extreme. And did you have any banter?
Yes.
All right. All right, let's get into banter.
Well, one of them I'm gonna save because it's kind of gonna go in connection with you talking about the procedure you had.
Yeah.
One of them is I like it in free food, and we went out to eat yesterday. We was trying to find somewhere that wasn't crowded, and we went to one of our favorite places to go to that we hadn't been to in a long time. And it was good, and they had a quiche that the description was so good. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get that quiche.
It was like cheese and bacon and all kinds of delicious stuff in that quiche.
My mouth was watered up for that quiche. And about 15 minutes later, the lady was like, we don't have any more quiche. I was like, oh, but I was like, that's okay. So I ended up getting double stuffed French toast with strawberries, which was actually absolutely delicious, and bacon. And so the lady, she was like, well, we'll take care of, that particular meal since we don't have it. I said, oh, okay. I thought that they meant just my meal.
They did mean just your meal. And it was taking them a long time to get our food, and we didn't know what was wrong. And I ordered a breakfast sandwich and some grits or something. And I think mine was ready, but it didn't even come out on time. Because they were waiting on Karen's.
Right.
But then they said they didn't even have what Karen had. At first she walked by and she said something like, did somebody take that quiche off the counter? Or did y'all see a quiche on the counter?
I didn't hear her say that.
I didn't see one. I was like, no. And she was like, okay, well, they out of the quiche, and would you like something else? And it was free. And all we had to pay for was our drinks, which is like a coffee and a mimosa. And what the thing that was interesting was my sandwich came out and it was wrong. They didn't give me spoon for my grits. They didn't give Karen a spoon for her grits. Her grits is on my plate. It was just a lot of messed up stuff. But us, we're not high maintenance to get very angry about that shit. I was like, fuck it, I'll just eat it anyway. The sandwich is mostly right, And they just comped the whole meal except for the drinks.
Yeah, that was like, you know what?
Which is interesting because the food was $30 that they comped, and it's just breakfast. But I like when I tipped, I think I tipped $20. You know, so it's like, you know, that we didn't pay the whole 30. So basically got $10 off, you know, whatever, $10 plus whatever I would have tipped. So, you know, it was, but yeah, it was cool that we got free stuff. I like free stuff.
Yeah, and like I said, I worked at restaurants before, so I know how it is. They do run out of shit. They don't have shit, you know.
I think she fucked up because
okay.
the biggest clue is my food was still wrong. It didn't have what it was supposed to have.
Yeah, and she had one of them little things that you could type in front of her face. So
yeah, I don't know how she fucked it up or how the kitchen fucked it up, but it was fucked up. But whatever, man. Like I said, it was free food. I was, you know, it was like a cool day yesterday. I thought we didn't do anything major. It's just I was taking it easy because, you know, just coming off the colonoscopy, they said, you know, the first day basically just don't make no plans. But then, you know, my trainer was like, you know, if you can try to get out and walk like at least 2 days this weekend, and then lift on Monday, and then rest on Tuesday, and then we have another session on Wednesday.
Okay.
And so I knew I wanted to get outside and walk. We did our show. We did 3 Guys On, but before that, we had went to like the drugstore, and we went to get the what was it? Did we go to the store too? Yeah, we went to the store, and then we went to get some breakfast. So it was like a real low key kind of day, but it was like real fun. And then we went for a walk and stuff in the afternoon.
It was very peaceful. And one thing about me and Roger, we were really, really low maintenance. Like for me, it didn't even matter whose fault it was or anything like that. You know, when it came to the food,
Yeah.
I was like, okay. I was like, y'all still got that double stuffed. I thought I said double stuffed waffle at first. But I meant French toast, and it was absolutely delicious. So I was happy either way.
Yeah, and then I saw that Drake and J. Cole got dissed by Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick was featured on a song called "Like That" on Future and Metro Boomin's newest album, and it was interesting. Number one, because Kendrick's not listed as a feature, and I'm starting to hate this trend of y'all have somebody featured on the track, but y'all want to surprise me. No, nigga, I would like to know. Don't be mad I'm skipping to the ones where I want to see people I actually like on this album.
Right.
I don't know you. But Future had like a verse about niggas loving hoe, some dude that loved a hoe, and how he would never be like that. And I said, okay. You know, I couldn't pick up on anything different from any other Future verse.
Ain't that true?
Like, but people said that was a diss to Drake. I didn't know it at the time. They said, yeah, he dissed Drake in that verse over some woman that looks exactly how you think a woman that Future and Drake will fall out over looks. What do you think that would look like, Karen? If you had to guess.
Like Instagram model.
I know, but what features would you guess?
Oh, big butt, thick thighs.
Like a BBL.
Yeah, big, okay. You know, medium to big size titties.
What color?
Light skinned it.
With that gird hair. Tattoos.
Yes.
Yeah, she look like an AI version of every amalgamation of every IG model these dudes fuck. So it wasn't like they showed like a picture like this is allegedly the woman. I said that could be anybody.
Right.
They all look the same. It looked like if Kim Kardashian was actually black, you know. So anyway, that's what that verse is about. I feel like all Future verses is really just a diss to his Future and baby mamas. Like his once in Future baby mamas is all he dissing, because his songs are so filled with misogyny. It made me think about how people of a certain generation hold Drake in a certain type of place of why didn't you grow up? Why didn't you become a man and mature and stop clubbing and talking about young nigga shit? And I said, it's interesting, right? I've never heard anybody ask that of Future.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all get the shit. Like for Jay-Z, you niggas complain you don't want that shit. So hush.
I just think it's funny because that means we think Future is a genuine article. We're like, Drake, we know you pretending to not be a good person. You need to stop. Now, maybe that's rooted in colorism too. I don't know.
Right.
But there's an idea like Future can't help himself. He never gonna respect or love women. Duh. No, we not asking no questions. No, we not asking why he keep making the same fucking album for 10 years and without any level of maturity in it at all. Just the drug using, having sex with women while hating those women and feeling like any other niggas that take care of women are terrible people. That's what he does. No one's asking this man to change. It's interesting. It's interesting.
You're right. He keep attacking the woman he ain't been with in forever, and she minding her business.
He not even really. Here's the thing.
Not anymore.
He not even right. You said keep. He not even attacking her anymore. He just attacked all women.
That's true.
And she just happened to be one of the many women in the world. Because this shit is so violently misogynistic, but no one feels a way about it. It's just crazy. It's just funny. And anybody does all these, I'm not saying no one thinks he's misogynistic. It's the idea of like he should be ashamed of himself. No one thinks that part. We're just like, he's misogynistic. Wow, that's crazy. And then we move on. But the big joker wasn't any of that. It's Kendrick dissed Drake and J. Cole, and in his verse, and the whole of the internet went crazy. I think a lot of it is because Drake has the most sensitive fans outside of like, Beehive, Swifties, those types. They're very sensitive.
Yes, they are.
Those dudes love defending them. And I don't even think Kendrick came that hard with the diss. It was just some lightweight, like, y'all say y'all the best, but I'm the best.
Oh, right. And because that's what he does.
Yeah. I think like in first person shooter mode, when it's Drake and J. Cole rapping together, I think they even mentioned K-Dot, like, they ask or they keep saying to like, who's the best, me or you? Everyone thinks both of us are the best. We the GOAT. And I think Kendrick took that personally.
It was like, I got something to say.
I keep waking up in the morning and people think you some type of great, but I'm alive last time I checked. And so Kendrick, of course, doesn't diss rappers individually. He only disses them in groups because that's the only way they can handle them, It's like when Bruce Lee was when they was trapped underground in that cave. And it was like, well, I guess I'll fight all y'all at the same time because obviously one-on-one, that's not gonna work. So I'll just go through all your weapons real quick and use them. And so anyway, Kendrick ended up dissing them, and the verse was real tight. And I think it honestly is a setup for one of them to say something back because I feel like this isn't even Kendrick being even. I think this is like maybe 25% of what he could do. It was really just more I'm the best talk that just happened to not cut them any slack and be like, yes, I'm talking to y'all too. But the Drake people were like, basically like, what Drake even do to deserve all this or whatever, which I always point out about his fans. I find so interesting because I, as a Jay-Z fan, when people would talk shit about him, I knew why they were talking shit because he was on top. And when you're on top, that's what happens. But
right.
It made me think of this analogy for hip hop and the NBA, which I love comparing. We are now in the modern day all-star game of hip hop, meaning back in the day, it was kind of understood that if you said you were the best or you wanted to be considered the best, you couldn't really fuck with the people below you you could only be so close because at the end of the day, I need people to know I'm better than you. Whatever that means.
That was the whole point, right?
Lyrically, sales, whatever. I still want to be the best. We're never gonna see the Nas Jay-Z tour during our peaks. We both want to be the best. When Big was alive, him and Jay-Z used to battle at the top, take shots at each other. Like it was kind of a rite of passage, it's the way the game was played.
Right.
But when you look at the All-Star game now, the number one motivating factor for the people participating in the All-Star weekend at the NBA is to not be embarrassed, because they are such individual brands, and the brands aren't necessarily even predicated upon being rivals with each other. It's about being peers with each other. So you don't want to be embarrassed by your peer, and because of that, you will enter into a gentleman's agreement that I will never embarrass my peer. So you don't dunk on me, I don't dunk on you. Let's just get through the weekend. Hey, none of us are participating in this dunk contest, because if we lose,
that's why the audience complain that it's boring and all that other bullshit.
And I'd rather give you a boring 10-year reign on top of hip hop as Drake than to give you one that's truly filled with me trying to be the best.
Right.
Like, I'd rather be the best in sales and tours, but I don't necessarily want to end up in a situation where I'm literally battling somebody that we're not sure I can beat. You know, like when Drake did Common was washed at that point. No offense, Common, if you're listening, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, he hadn't really rapped.
People weren't considering you the zeitgeist, okay?
Right.
You weren't moving the cultural needle as much as you used to.
Agreed.
When he did Meek Mill, it was kind of a setup, a surprise. You know, like you didn't realize I already had a song waiting on your ass with back to back, and it's very funny and very good. One of my favorite diss songs, period.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pusha T beat him in their battle. As far as I think a lot of people, but Pusha T isn't necessarily he's not one of those people we consider like, oh yeah, top 5, we gonna say he's greatest all time. So it don't hit the same. Kendrick Lamar is that, where if Drake is number 1 and Kendrick's number 2 when it comes to sales, when it comes to touring, all that stuff. Like, you know, Drake's fans like to really dismiss anybody that comes at him as nobodies, but
right,
Kendrick's a guy you can't dismiss as a nobody, because no one's gonna let you get away with that lie.
And right.
And so I don't think Drake will really respond. I think he'll do some, you know, maybe a passive aggressive post about it on social media or something. I don't think he's gonna have a real rap response, because I think Kendrick will fucking go at his ass. It kind of wants to. But I also don't think the fans demand it as much.
No, they don't. Not, you know, I think not like our generation.
People our age are kind of bored of, like I said the other day, like, and this is before any of this shit popped out, but I was like, yo, it's kind of crazy Drake's been running hip hop for 10 years. Why is that?
Right.
And I don't mean it in like a angry way, but like, what I would like to know the reason. Why do people think he's kind of had this throne of hip hop for 10, 12 years, kind of unrivaled? Not really, you know, no one's really come at his neck. It's so ironic. I tweeted this, and then like a week later, Kendrick did come at him. But, you know, it's kind of just been like, chill.
Everybody doing their own thing, because there are a lot of great rappers out there, but nobody's actually be like, hey, Drake, I'm coming for your throne.
Because even when Jay-Z was like running, he had a super long run of just dominant songs and summers and all that stuff. But even then, there was a lot of challenges. There was a lot of people that did not like that in the industry, that were talking shit. You know, there's a lot of, you know, beef within, you know, like East versus West, North versus South.
Right.
It was like, Drake's not even from here.
Mm-mm.
And, you know, I think what really made me get at was, ironically, the point I'm at today, which is nobody really want to be the best.
Because if they did, they would just come in, they would just they would literally come in and just take it.
Yeah, like, or just you would come for his neck. I'm not saying you win,
right?
But like the goal of being seen, like Future doesn't want to be seen as the best rapper all time. At least not. He don't want to be seen. I'll put it this way: it's the NBA All-Star Weekend. He don't want to be seen trying.
Yes, you don't want to be giving effort.
Nothing's more uncool than trying. Everyone believes that until they see a genuine article trying hard. And then it's like watching Captain America, who's a white, blue-eyed, blonde-haired, man that we all are
It was
like,
like,
I would
oh.
never root for that. That's such bullshit. No, nobody want to see that. Give me the black heroes. Give me the women heroes. Give me the gay heroes. And then you see Steve Rogers and it's earnest.
Yes.
And you
It's
believe
heartfelt. And you're like, oh, I don't want to fuck with that. I don't want to fuck with that. You
and
got
he's not a God-powered guy like Thor, but he gets punched hard and he just don't give up. And he gets back up and keeps trying. And the earnestness evaporates all of the callous, cynical coolness. And all of a sudden, you're rooting for earnest apple pie America. I think that's what happened with Kobe. You got a guy who was so ambitious, he would be uncool a lot of times.
Yes, he would, and be corny and didn't give a damn.
But at the end of the day, he wanted to be the best, and then that evaporated everything until it became cool. LeBron James came in with the King James label on his shoulders, really intensely pursued being the greatest of all time. Mm-hmm. There's something about that makes people go, fuck, that's impressive. I don't see that in hip hop until what Kendrick just did, because I don't think Rod Wave wants to be seen as the best. I don't think Roddy Ricch wants to be seen as the best. I don't think Future wants to be seen as the.
It's like, I got my audience, I got my lane, I make my money, I'm good.
Vince Staples is like, I'm not even really. I just rap because I'm good at it and I can make money. You know, like that's a huge name in rapping, and he's a guy that's like, yeah, man. I mean, like, I'm good at rapping, but I don't want to. Like, I don't see myself the way, you know, like Kendrick. It has a line in there where he says, Prince outlived Mike Jack, because Drake says, you know, I went away from Michael Jackson, basically, like, I got the record for the most sales, all this. And Kendrick, you know, has fancied himself a guy, compares himself to Prince more than once. But he's basically like, yeah, Prince is the artist that I respect in that way, and the sales, no matter how great they are, is not going to outlive the love, adoration, and respect people have for Prince. Now, obviously, that's just the analogy he's using. I'm not saying that's how people feel.
All right.
But yeah, that's like, what's the point of trying to be the best if it's just, or you being in this game if you're not gonna try to be the best? So I just thought that's what that diss song made me think of. That diss verse really was just, man, I kind of miss when niggas wanted to be the best. I think hip hop was better. If that's what's missing from hip hop to me, is you just, other than Kendrick, who's also getting old.
Yes, he is. He's a veteran now.
Yeah,
yes.
It's like Kendrick, Cole, and I think Drake likes to call himself the best, but I don't think Drake's that interested in fighting to be the best. We'll see what maybe comes back with something that makes me feel differently. I'm not a Drake hater like most. So it's
me either.
But anyway, that's what that made me think of.
My next one is you talked about us going for a walk today.
Yeah, yesterday we went for a walk.
I mean, not today. Yesterday we went for a walk, and it was a good walk. And we walked further and longer than normal. Had to take more rest because of that. But it was still a good little walk.
Yeah, I've walked that way before. But when I went by myself a couple of times, and I like that way the most so far because you walk by the water a lot.
Yes, you do.
The other way, you end up walking through the woods some. And all that. I prefer to be by the people with the bikes and stuff. I heard you can walk to the park through there too, but anyway, I like the way we walked, and it's a good little distance. And we kind of came up on the other side and saw some stuff we normally drive past and stuff.
Right,
and looked at the water,
and we was there. I was like, damn, we is really far.
Yeah, and I added the rest periods because we, one, I knew that I was kind of pushing it coming out for the colonoscopy and then just hopping out there. But also I did it because it was you were with me and I knew you probably needed a couple minutes because I did. Because I do that a lot. Lately I've been walking for about 45 minutes or so 3 times a week. And so I'm getting kind of used to it now and stuff that, because I used to only walk 25 to 30 minutes. And so now I'm kind of really used to the 40 minutes. I still haven't tried to do that one with the big ass uphill again yet. I haven't tried that route again. I may try it again soon.
Oh yeah,
because it's getting easier for me.
Yeah, that one will wear you out.
Yeah. It's getting easy for me. I'm getting a little bit faster, but it's incremental. But yeah, it was also just nice weather, and I prefer to enjoy it while it's like this, because when it is up there to like 90 degrees or so, I won't be doing these walks at 90 to 100 degrees and shit. I'll definitely be going inside the gym.
Better do them shits first thing in the morning or late in the afternoon when the sun
when we record,
down.
we kind of record at the time that would be late enough to walk.
That's true too. We right where it's not sweltering hot.
I hate when you go to a fancy grocery store and they forget to sell food. That's the worst.
They forget to sell food.
It's like, oh, we got truffle covered prawns, but we ain't got no fucking, chicken stock. Like, motherfucker.
Oh, y'all is right.
Y'all know everybody need fucking salt and pepper and bouillon cubes.
You were like, this expensive ass grocery store, y'all don't have some basic shit.
I gotta go to another grocery store on the way fucking home. That's whack as fuck. I hate that shit.
No, you be like, I came here for a reason.
It's like, oh, okay, I got the chocolate covered steaks.
Yes, I got the we the only place in town that carry lamb chops, and you're like, okay, but yeah, can I have some sea salt? We don't sell that. What?
Yeah, I hate that. Oh, I just want a regular tortilla. Well, I hope you don't want it from here.
I hope you don't want it from here. Unless it's sweet and sour version, we ain't got it. Right. It ain't here. You be like, the fuck is
we
this?
We got locally sourced kale wraps.
Yes,
like, that's not
what I want.
Y'all can have some regular things. That's okay. You can have toilet tissue in here. It's gonna be all right.
Right, just the regular ass toilet tissue. That's okay.
Try to be different, contrarian ass.
Right,
store.
That's why everything in here like 20 to 30% higher, because y'all like, we don't carry that regular poor people shit.
Yeah, I came in for the specialty items. I love that stuff, but come on, man, make it a one-stop shop.
Right.
Y'all got extra room in here that ain't being used.
I sure do. I'm with you on that one. I took some time off work for Roger's procedure, and I like taking the time off work. The only thing I don't like is the internal alarm clock that just wakes you up for no reason. But you know what? My black ass would just lay there. I don't care. I'm just up. But I don't know why. It's in between you up and you got to go to work, and you up just for the sake of being up. There is a difference mentally for me. So even though sometimes I'm up, sometimes I end up going back to sleep. But, just being up and just knowing I don't have to get up and immediately go do something is a restful feeling.
I prefer to sleep through it, but I feel you. I feel you on that.
It's an internal clock. I don't know why. I just ding.
Anyone else take pictures of gym equipment to remember what settings to use next time? Just me. That's what I do. So like when the trainer shows me something and I know I'm not going to necessarily remember how to do it, I'll just remember she told me to do it. And it's like, I write down, it'd be like upper lateral pulls, 25 pounds. And I'm like, let me just go ahead and take a picture of what
I'm not going to remember this.
Because the machines are set to be like number 7. But if you don't remember number 7, you just try to remember what it felt like, you being there doing the shit wrong. And so I just took pictures and it really helped me remember. So just as a little life hack for y'all, if you ever use those machines at the gym and you don't remember how you had it, take them pictures.
I would never thought about that. That makes complete sense. For me, this is more or less of a random thought and more of me just being excited. I can't wait till Friday, B-Hall Day, because Beyonce album coming out and I'm just ready. I don't know what's gonna be on it.
And we're going to the Warriors game that night.
Yes, we is. So I'm be hee-hawing, no be-hawing it all goddamn day. I'm pretty sure it's probably gonna come out early in the morning when I'm sleeping some shit. I don't care. I'm here for it. And as soon as I wake up, it's gonna be me and Beyonce two-stepping it in some spurs all weekend long.
And then people want to know about how the colonoscopy went. I'll just tell y'all the stuff because the stuff I was thinking about. So the first couple of days of changing your diet is pretty. It was interesting because I was just going back to food I used to eat all the time, but it's not food that I've been eating the last couple of months with the trainer and the nutritionist.
Right.
Because so basically you can't have anything with like fiber in it, no nuts, no corn, no beans, stuff like
All the
that.
shit they tell you to eat because
You
it's
can
like, this is
have-
great for you.
You got like meat, cheese, flour, rice, that kind of shit. But I went ahead, just followed the instructions. The nutritionist told me not to worry about all my nutrition stuff for this week. Just follow the instructions to the procedure, and then just don't worry about that. And so I went ahead and ate the right foods, and then the day before you have to do like basically almost like a cleanse. And you can drink clear foods, but you can't really eat anything. You can eat like sherbet and ice cream, but they can't be like red, they can't be orange. Like there's like a lot of stuff, and they give you these sheets with like an explanation of like what you can and how to do it. And they tell you like, don't follow the instructions for the medicine to prep you on the box, follow the instructions that we write, all this type of stuff. So the main thing is I got this thing, it's called like soup prep. They say it's the best one because I guess the other one you have to drink a different way more often or something over a longer period of time.
Okay.
But basically it's just like your grandmama at Chitlins. Okay. You're just cleaning out all of your butt hole stuff.
Just cleaning it out.
Just cleaning it out, getting all the intestines clean. And so you don't want anything in there like that can be mistaken for a polyp or bleeding.
Right.
So you can't have things that are red. That's why you need clear stuff. You can't have nuts and stuff like that because they might think it's something stuck in there. So that's why you ate like that. And then you basically take this super laxative where you take a bottle of whatever this is. I forget the scientific names, but it tells you on the bottle. You pour that shit into a 16-ounce cup, then you fill it up with water, ginger ale, clear fruit juice or something like that to if it makes it go down easier. They said putting it in the fridge helps it go down easier, so I went ahead and put mine in the fridge.
Okay.
And I drank it, and I want to say within like 30 to 45 minutes, I was going to the bathroom after about 2 or 3, I don't know, maybe like 3 to 5 trips to the bathroom within about 2 to 3 hours. And it's not like I was actually in there that long, like maybe 5-10 minutes each time.
Because all week that you kind of prepping for this process.
Yeah, and it's about to come out, so you just need to like be by the bathroom or whatever. I made sure to clean the bathroom because I knew I was gonna be in there for a while. Just want to make sure that it's gonna be a nice area. Have I
don't blame you.
My tablet. I read a lot of Amazing Spider-Man. Peter's going through it.
Peter's going through it.
And just you use the bathroom, and by the couple of hours in, 2 to 3 hour mark, actually 1 hour in, you have to drink 2 more of those 16-ounce containers, but this time filled with water. So now at this point, you have 48 ounces of water in you within an hour. And so of course,
a lot too.
No.
Oh, okay.
You don't even need to pee because it's all gonna be water coming out of you. And by the end, it basically was just shooting out water out of your butt.
Okay. Almost like a self-cleaning.
Yes. Yeah. And because my procedure was at like basically 6 a.m. 7:30 a.m. meaning you need to be at the hospital a couple hours before, which is like 5:30. So because of that, they tell you need to drink the rest of the soup prep, meaning another bottle and another 48 ounces of liquid. About, I think they said 6 hours before your procedure. So keeping in mind, I drank the first one at 6. It basically got through my system by like 9, 10. Then I got to drink another one at like 11:30.
Okay, right.
So sleep was over I did not really get to sleep much that night.
Yeah.
And so, but I did it and got it out my system. It was literally like wiping nothing by the end. Like it was, you couldn't even, you could look in the toilet and not think, you would think someone poured water in there. That's how clean it gets you. I guess if you do all the right stuff.
They was like, my job is to get it clean. Job done.
Although I did freak out like a day before the clear diet, I was like, well, since I can eat anything, I was like, oh, I can eat fries. I haven't had fries in forever. I can eat some fries today. And I got Chick-fil-A, but then they said something about how like you can eat the potatoes, but not the skin. Chick-fil-A's waffle fries got some skin on them. Oh, and I was like 4 waffle fries in before I was like, wait a minute. Oh shit, this got some skin on some of them. So I just ate around the skin because they are waffle fries. But yeah. So anyway, then go there, you get prepped, you go to you show up early. They had us show up early, and I think they had even extra time in because they basically are like, what if you get lost in traffic, stuff like that. But I drove out there the day before to just know the route so that I wouldn't be late. I know exactly where I need to go, how much time I need.
Right.
I get there and we get there, park, come in. I'm like, okay, 5:30, I'm here. They're like, okay, the people that actually do the work, that doesn't even open till 5:45. And that's when I was like, oh, this is just in case people be late.
Right.
And so then we waited. They took me back and prepped me, told me get changed. I went by myself, and they said they would bring Karen later to see me before they carted me back. They did that. My nurse was super cool. She was a gamer, and we talked about video games and stuff. She's playing Helldivers 2 right now. I told her, about the games I play, Prince of Persia and stuff. And she said, she was asking about Karen's game. I said, Karen plays cozy games and all that stuff. And the reason she asked it is because I had some gaming socks on. So she was like, oh, you game? Okay. So we ended up talking like that. Also, 4 hours before surgery, you can't drink or eat anything. So the last time I drank anything, and I think if you have medicine, they'll let you take 1 sip of water to swallow your pill.
Right.
But I didn't drink or eat anything. I did exactly what they said. I was just following instructions. I don't like to play around.
Right. With
I'm going to be all right.
Yeah, because it even in the waiting room we was in, they had some big ass signs. It was like, hey, don't bring no food, no drinks. Patients haven't ate in a very long time.
Right. They haven't ate or drank in a long time. You're here smacking on wings, drinking out of Mountain Dew.
Right.
You uncouth ass motherfucker. So anyway, so then Karen comes, she gets my stuff, my wedding ring and all that stuff, because you can't have jewelry on.
Yeah, your glasses and stuff.
Yeah. And then she goes back to the lobby. The waiting area is only like a 30-minute procedure. So, I'll probably be done in 30, 45 minutes. We all know this. This is what they've told me many a time. But Karen goes back to the waiting area. I go back to get the procedure. And on the way there, I said, is it okay if I use the bathroom? Now I got a gown on. The back is open and all this stuff. And it was like, if you feel like you need to, I was like, yes, I do. I would like to. And they said, okay, yeah. So
and whether you go now, then
during the surgery, I didn't want to, in my mind, I kept thinking they're gonna sedate me and then just my butthole is gonna just explode like a fire hydrant in the summer streets of Brooklyn.
Right here on the table. Please let me go to the bathroom right now.
That they let the kids play in or whatever. I was like, please just
no, thank you.
Please just let me use that. But she was like, yeah, absolutely. So I used the bathroom, and they like, there's nothing you're asking they haven't been asked before.
All right.
So like they're just like, yeah, I'll stand right here so you can close the back of your thing, sit on the toilet like this. The IV thing hangs on the wall on a hook. And it's the same thing. Liquid, just got it out, and it only took like maybe a minute or so. Wiped completely clean, there's nothing.
Because nothing's
in there. And then went back, laid me on my side. First, the pads weren't working, the little pads they put on you to monitor you. And it was like, can you go to room 1 and get the pads, get the other pads? Because I don't think they put the cord right. And the person was like, well, what did you try putting the pads on again? And I'm obviously laying there, but I was thinking like, bitch, listen to her, go get the motherfucking
Right, why you fucking
shit.
around?
What the fuck? Just do what she say.
Right.
You don't want to leave the room. I don't want to die. I don't want to get halfway through and be like, oh, I guess the pass was broke. Oh, wait, he just not breathing. I thought something was, he dead. The pass is working, guys. The pass working. He dead.
Right, ma'am. Take them few extra steps.
Yeah, so they went and got the well, it was actually a dude, and the woman asking was a woman asking, which says a lot.
Right.
But anyway, they went and got the right thing, hooked it up. I was good to go. And then they basically was like, all right, we're gonna start the anesthesia, and you're gonna feel that, and I don't remember anything else. Doctor introduced himself and stuff. I remember that, but I don't remember anything after this. Propofol hit. Listen, Michael Jackson up in heaven.
Down.
Michael Jackson. I get it, buddy. All right.
You don't remember anything.
That Propofol, whatever that hey.
Woo!
It's one of them ones.
It'd be the best sleep you ever had in your life.
Yeah. Now, you know what? I forgot to mention something that helped me during the laxative portion of the prep day. I'm not saying y'all should do this. I'm just telling y'all what worked for me. Smoked a little something. And honestly, all the anxiety was gone.
Okay,
all the work. It was just like, and you don't go to your operation that way. Don't no, you clear-minded, all that stuff. But that motherfucking 8 hours of no sleep, but you're gonna be using the bathroom intermittently. Hey, I give it a 5 out of 5, guys. Go ahead and do what you gotta do. It's not technically putting anything in your body. Like, it's not like you're eating an edible or something, like something they told you not to put into your stomach. Right. It's just going into the lungs. And listen, it was amazing. So anyway, it wasn't fucking with that Propofol though.
We found a new food. Them lemon ices were absolutely delicious.
Oh, not lemon ices. They're called Italian ice.
Oh, and it was lemon flavored. My bad.
Yeah, but those were great, except they have a lot of sugar in them. So I couldn't find. I had to see if they got ones with reduced sugar or something, because I'm still right back on my nutrition bullshit. So it is what it is. But yeah, so then they put you on your side. Look, you sleep. So I mean, I'm not saying I was concerned about anything happening to me during that operation, but like, if that's how you go out, that's a peaceful way to go out. Like, it's just gonna be like turning off the TV, like, good night.
That's all you're gonna remember.
So I woke up. They were like, you did good. They described what happened. And so for me, they found 3 polyps, I think they're called. And they went ahead and cut them out. They weren't cancerous. There was no, they were I think they said like 2 were small and 1 was like 11 centimeters, which I'm like, y'all know we American. What inches? Which baseball, golf ball?
Yeah, describe it to the size of a pea. I know what that looks like. Yes, describe it to me like that.
But what's crazy is, with all the technology and that MyChart app and all that stuff, everything is instantaneous. So like, when I was in the waiting area, there are some forms you need to sign to give consent to surgery, and consent to do stuff like give you blood if you need blood during the operation, which I asked the nurse. So some people say no to that, because what the fuck? It's an operation. Yeah, whatever y'all need to do.
Whatever y'all need to do.
Who the fuck is saying no? And she said some people say it religiously, like Jehovah's Witnesses and shit. So they can't have blood for some reason. Which nigga, are we Draculas? Of course I want the blood. Anyway. But yeah, the app, I signed it in the lobby. By the time I got up there and she was like, we need you to sign this form, I was like, it's already in the MyChart, right? And she said, it is. Yeah, you're good to go. So you can do a lot with that instantaneous. And the reason I bring that up is because after the operation, in my MyChart, there are pictures of the inside of my butthole and what they did to like surgically do whatever with the machine.
Oh, so they take pictures and give them to you?
They also tell you how much time it was in you and all that stuff. And so they say the operation takes like, the procedure takes like 30 minutes, depending on how much they find, blah, blah, blah. on the end, it looks so they keep track of everything. They tell you how long it takes going up and coming out. Wow. It took like 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes going in and 10 minutes going out.
Wow.
Yeah. And like the cameras attached to it can see everything. It kind of does its own like surgical repair and stitching and stuff to like,
wow.
Yeah. And I guess it's not that sensitive in that area because I felt like tiny pinches, but nothing that hurt. It's not like a muscle or something where it's like, oh man.
Right.
And so then afterwards, they were like, yeah, you can eat everything fine. We'll let you know after we biopsy these in a couple of days if there's anything like cancerous or not.
Right.
But they said it all appeared to be like pre-cancerous, which I guess everything's pre-cancerous, but basically like they'll let you know and then they'll schedule a follow-up. Like, so for me, it might be 3 years, 5 years instead of 10 years based on.
Because they found something, right.
And then if they maybe don't find anything, then they go, okay, you cool.
Yes.
But it's not like abnormal to go back early or whatever. And so, they take me back. They're like, you can get dressed or whatever. We'll get your wife here. And then I hear them talking in the side and they're like, we can't find her. Where's she at? I don't know. And I said, I wonder who wife they talking about. Maybe it's the propofol. I said, somebody left their job. They not at the hospital. They're like, well, I mean, we went to the lobby. We called the lobby. They couldn't find her and all this stuff. And I was like, man, I feel sorry for whatever poor sucker ride is not gonna be here on time because they person really loved them enough.
Got them sitting and waiting here like a fool.
They must have called an Uber or something instead of a real person that loves them. But after another 10 minutes or so went by, and Karen wasn't coming, and nobody was coming in to talk to me. I realized, maybe they're talking about Karen. Maybe Karen left the hospital, even though they say not to.
I did not leave the hospital.
Or something, because they can't even find her. I did not leave
the hospital.
I don't have my phone on me. She got her phone on her. So I can't like text her or call her. I'm stuck here with nobody knowing I'm back here. I could be dead. Who knows? And so they eventually, like 15 minutes or so went by. And Karen came and they were like, oh, here she is. We found her. And I was like, oh, y'all found her. So she was missing. And what do you have anything to say for yourself, Karen?
You look here, Your Honor.
I look here? I look here?
Yes. You look here, Your Honor. I have been up for hours. I was hungry. So I took my black ass downstairs and got some breakfast. And I went in the cafeteria. I got me some grits and some eggs and some sausage and some orange juice and shit. I was hungry. I was like, shit, a nigga hungry. We've been up for hours, and so that's what I did. And then when I got ready to come back, I didn't know how to fucking get to the waiting room. And so I don't know shit about a hospital. They have multiple waiting rooms in a hospital. So I got to a waiting room, but it was not my waiting room.
How you take
on the wrong
room?
Floor. I needed to go one floor down. So instead of going,
I mean, it just seemed like the kind of thing you would remember if your loved one is in a fucking operation. It just seemed like,
I don't live at the hospital, sir.
Okay, you don't even want to visit there. You was ready to go. I'm sorry I inconvenienced you.
It's not that.
You should have been able to go back home. I could have caught a ride. Another patient loved one might have waited on them, and I could have said, "Can I get a ride with y'all?"
No. See, I was sitting there. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go sit down. I'm gonna get some breakfast because I know they was like, you can't eat in there. So I was like, well, I'm gonna sit here, for a little bit and eat breakfast. That's what I did. I sat there, listened to a podcast, ate breakfast and stuff. And then I was like, you know what?
You just chilling, listening to podcasts, eating breakfast, not in the waiting area for a 30-minute operation, guys. 30 minutes. Not we weren't watching the Amistad. We gotta watch the sequel to Doom. 30 minutes. Could not wait 30 minutes. Oh, let me stretch out, take my time. If he dead, he dead. Why should that stop me from listening to a podcast? This daily ain't gonna listen to itself.
That is not what happened.
You just said that's what happened.
I was on the premises. I did not leave the grounds of the hospital. I was in the vicinity of the hospital. They probably looking for me when my ass was goddamn lost. I was supposed to go all the way to the bottom, but I went to the first floor and went to the weight room.
Because it wasn't that important. You don't remember where you were at because you didn't care.
I cannot be the first person, nor will I be the last person to get lost at a goddamn hospital.
Right. Exactly. And the people that get lost, I feel the same way about all of them. When Karen was in the hospital and she had her operation, did I leave the waiting area? No. And you know what? Back then, some motherfucker did have wings in the goddamn waiting area. And I smelled it. And it made me hungry as hell. But you know what I said, y'all? I'm not leaving. Because something could happen. I don't give a fuck what they need. They might just need the medical, hey, we got to give her to such and such right now. And this medicine experimental, it's the only thing that can save her life. And I'm like, I'm in here eating corn dogs. I guess they could check on me after I finish checking out this podcast. Let's see what the righteous prick is up to today.
Me and JL was having a good time in the cafeteria eating breakfast, okay? So after that, I got lost and I finally found my way to the right floor and to the right area. Because once I got on the right floor, I knew exactly how to get there. So I sat there and I think she had came back and this was probably like the second time she had called me. And she was like, tomorrow found. I was like, me? She was like, oh yeah, we came down. Look, and the thing is, I had my phone on me. So I was like, well, if something happened and they need to reach me, my phone was on me. I was like, they could call. I was no longer in the SOS area because when you go down there, your fucking phone say SOS. So I was like, well, I got a reception. If anything happened, they got my telephone number. Somebody should be able to call me. I am like one floor up.
That doesn't even make sense because the phone say SOS, meaning you can't rely on service anywhere in there. You can't comfortably feel like, oh, I can go here and I'll definitely have service. We didn't know we wouldn't have service in the lobby area. So we just don't know what's going to happen, but it's cool. Some people care about the people they love and they can't eat. They got to sit there and they're going to make sure that they're attentive and they're not going to leave and they're going to read all the books and they're going to,
look here, sir.
Do all the stuff they're supposed to do. And some people want to go get some grits. It's okay.
I am not a non-caring, hateful wife. I am not.
I didn't say you were hateful.
The whole purpose was not for me to sit and watch you die. Look, I was just as stressful and as nervous as you was.
And some people like cheese, grits, and eggs when they nervous. And some people, stay in the area where they will be contacted in an emergency the whole time. There's just different ways of being a spouse, Karen. People are just different. My way of my love language is attentive and making sure that I'm at your disposal and when you're in a situation where any fucking thing could go wrong. And some people's is I like bacon, everybody different. It's all the same.
I went to go get breakfast, y'all.
Next time you get an operation,
hungry, okay?
Next time you get an operation, I'll go up there. I might hop behind the kitchen, hop on the stove. Let me, play some music on my phone and get back in and make some spaghetti with y'all. It's all good.
Leave me alone.
I'll just keep walking to all. I'll just walk to all the.
They should have put a pin on me to say you belong here. Then I wouldn't have got my black ass lost on my way back to you.
There's only 97 signs being like, hey, it's only gonna be 30 minutes. You should just wait. But don't worry about them signs. You do you. Okay, it's fine.
And somebody likes the grits. Them grits was absolutely delicious. I am not gonna lie.
Oh yeah,
whoever
lovely
did them
hospital
grits. Them grits was good.
I feed you every day. The luxurious meals. But no, God forbid you have to go 30 minutes without eating while I'm under the knife. They put a little too much anesthesia in, and now they got can only wake me up with adrenaline in my heart, but they don't know if I want to be resuscitated because my wife is somewhere enjoying herself banging on breakfast.
I was banging on breakfast. It was absolutely delicious. I do apologize, but I was
No,
hungry,
you got
sir.
nothing to apologize for. You said you're completely right. I'm crazy. I'm tripping. You did nothing wrong. So I don't even know what you would be apologizing for. I'm not. I can't possibly be offended.
Because you make it sound like I'm this cold-hearted bitch that just left her husband down there while he was taking surgery and said, fuck that nigga. No. And I just went upstairs and I was just like, I'm going to eat and I don't give a goddamn about anything happening in his life.
I'm sure if you looked around that room, there were probably plenty of people, loved ones who was missing and not on time, and they had to go find. Oh, wait, just me? Oh, okay. Oh, well, maybe after I left, there were some people. Hopefully, the next person was able to get their operation on time with the extra time they had to wait for me to leave so they could get that bed. I'm sure that was okay.
Everything was okay. They found me, y'all. As long as they found me and I found where I was supposed to be, I am happy with that end result.
Anyway, so I got home. I was sleepy, so I just...
Oh, you didn't tell them about the after thing with the card from that?
Oh, yeah. Somebody gave Karen... That's something for you to say, really.
Okay.
You was in the lobby. Was you in the right lobby? You was in the wrong lobby.
You leave me alone.
I'm asking you, which lobby were you in when this happened?
I was in the right lobby.
Okay.
Before I went to go get breakfast. Yes.
A black woman saw Karen and gave her a flyer for a tour that was a bus tour. Is that what she called it?
Mm-hmm. It was an old school bus tour
where everybody was gonna take a bus to go to a concert, and the concert was definitely old and black because the names on it were it was Classic R&B Events LLC 16th Annual Classic R&B Music Festival, December 6th through the 10th, 2024. I don't see on here where it says what state this is. But it says round trip transportation extra from a city near you, meaning that the round trip, the bus is not included in what they're about to ask you to pay, which you can pay in installments though. So okay.
You can pay in installments.
But this is the blackest flyer I ever seen. I put it on my Instagram.
And this is for old people because they was like, here is the 1-800 number. Call us by phone. Charge by phone. Who charges by phone?
Includes reserved seats at four R&B concerts, event t-shirt, 8 months payment plan, games, meet and greets, 4 theme parties, which I don't even...
Them old people gonna be partying.
Like, it's gonna be a white party. It's gonna be trips insurance available, 4 buffet breakfasts, 4 night buffets, 2 sit down serve dinners, which is interesting because that's like... I feel like either some meals are missing or some meals, or there's too many meals. Cause like
we're not doing lunch, we're just doing breakfast and dinner.
I get 2 dinners, 4 breakfast buffets, 4 night buffets. When is lunch happening?
And you on your own for lunch.
Vendors, R&B, Caribbean, and salsa music rooms, 5-day water park pass. There's a water park in this. There's a water park happening somewhere. When? And more. All inclusive as low as $1,250 a person.
As low as. So that's probably the starting package, which means some of that stuff you might not be getting if you pay the cheaper rate.
And it's a $200 deposit per person. Mm-hmm. And keep in mind, your travel is round trip bus transportation is extra. So who all gonna be there? That's what I said.
And that was the biggest question.
But at the top, performances by Jeffrey Osborne. So Jeffrey Osborne, can you woo woo woo?
Yes, can you woo woo woo?
Give me another white person, please.
Yes.
He's the headliner. That's the guy you put at the top. So as we go down,
he getting paid the most.
It's gonna get a little. No, I'm just talking about notoriety. As you go down, it gets a little less notorious. That was they big joker was Jeff. The Manhattans featuring Gerald Alston, Tavares.
Just Tavares.
I think I went to school with him.
I did too.
I don't know.
I used to be best friends with the Tavares.
Yeah, what is I like? And maybe this is my cultural lack of competency that I don't remember Tavares. I'm looking up Tavares. Heaven must be missing an angel. Okay, more than a woman. Okay, all right. So Tavares gonna be there. And okay, that's a group, not one person.
Oh, that's a group.
Confunction gonna be there. Confunction.
How about to say, what were they hit?
Spell kind of funky. Cause you know, funk, confunction. They got Love's Train, Smooth, Straight from the Heart. Text Me Tomorrow. What? How? When the fuck that come out? They got new music? Cause if this the niggas I think it is, there's no way they was talking about texting in 1982.
No, sir, it didn't exist.
Text Me Tomorrow. That what? Okay, that must be it must be two confunctions.
It gotta be.
Hold up. What the fuck is happening?
You got a different version of the confunctions.
Go to song. How can I go to the song? I need to see because I don't want to play it because then get kicked off
flag. Right.
But man, that is show credits. Confunction. That's what it is. Okay. Text Me Tomorrow. It don't say the year though. It don't say when it came out. I don't know about that.
I think that's a separate.
That might be the AI. Anyway, Rolls Royce. Now I do know Rolls Royce. Okay, I believe they made like Car Wash.
We're talking about the Car Wash.
Yeah.
Yes.
They made.
They got everybody pictures up and down on the sides. Too.
Wishing on a Star.
Old school right there.
I Want to Get Next to You. So they got some bops. Ray, Goodman, and Brown.
That sounds like a lawyer's firm. Am I tripping?
No, you're not. You're not tripping. Ray Goodman and Brown also look like you think they look. The Tramps with 2 M's, featuring Earl Young. This back before people had stage names, I guess.
Of course.
Now you had to come up with something, you know. Like it had to be Young Earl or something. Switch, Surface, Keith Washington. Sounds like a brother drafted by the Bullets in 1987. Peaches and Herb. Now, why are they so low? I feel like Peaches and Herb is bigger names than
what were they jams? I remember you going over the list with me because once you start naming the hits, I was like, oh yeah, I remember them songs.
Yeah, Peaches and Herb did Shake Your Groove thing. Reunited and it feels so good.
Yes. What did Keith Washington do?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. And it could be my lack of culture that I don't know. I don't want to disrespect these legends.
Oh no, because I bet you it's a subsection of our fan base going, y'all just memory lane for them.
Kissing You, Are You Still in Love with Me? I Love You, which I mean
old school stuff. Yes.
The Temprees. That's like, is that before you get to the Temptations?
Right. Yeah.
The Temprees. I used to have a Temprees job. Okay. Then they made me 90 Days to Hire. Love Can Be So Wonderful, Out of My Reach. My parents probably getting their life to this list.
You know, it's
My mom probably want to go. Soul Generation, Smoke Howard and the Ebonies.
Oh, and the Ebonies. What is they hits?
So before Porn Ebonies, we used to have the Ebonies, like a group artist. The Ebonies, Is Forever, You're the Reason Why are the only 2 Spotify things that have over 1 million. But they dress exactly how you think they dress.
What about Soul Generation? What is they hits?
Hold on. I was looking up Smoke Howard to see if he on here. He not even on here.
Oh no.
Okay, you said who? Soul Generation. Soul Generation. They have the Soul Generation. Maybe that's them. $1 Million. I don't think this them. Is this them? Ray of Hope, Body and Soul. Oh no, this probably them. Yeah, it's brothers in a black and white photo on the cover. So that's
come on through.
But yeah, that's the kind of people that's gonna hopefully they all make it. You know, everybody
Hopefully
be with
they all
us
make it. Yes.
when they get to December.
Mm-hmm.
No Frankie
Beverly and
Beverly and Maze.
They could make it this trip.
Yeah, just a lot of no. Yeah, it's just an interesting
No
list.
Shaka Khan.
Anyway, that's what Karen was getting into while I was, could have been dying. She was
getting cars and eating breakfast.
Yeah, so she had a nice day and everything was cool for her. And then they told me I could eat regular. They said, basically don't drink any alcohol or whatever. But I was like, who the fuck is gonna drink alcohol on this propofol? Like, I ain't trying to die. But I guess some people probably do, But yeah, then I went home and rested, and because I was super tired from being up all night.
Yeah, me too. And I slept for a hot minute. Basically, we got in and got settled down. That was it for me for a few hours.
Yeah,
because like I said, and I know you're the one that actually went through the procedure, but I think
but you went through a lot too. You had
nervous.
That good old breakfast. Like a big breakfast really take it out of you sometimes. Like
it do make you sleepy.
Yeah, I had a breakfast when we got home, because I had to eat it so long. And then I went to sleep too. So we both was passed out.
We both was getting the itis. Yes, I'm glad you understand. I was very nervous, going.
Yeah. So nervous you had to go get something to eat real quick. I feel you.
Leading up to the process, you leave me alone, sir. I was nervous also. Oh, and Roger could have made it out on his own, but they probably legally binding. The people have to kind of wheel you out of the hospital. They won't let you walk out on your own. Mm-hmm. And so I had drove the car to actually drive around front to pick him up. And I was doing it wrong. Because normally the people in the little booth don't even come out. The lady in the booth had to come out because you get 2 tickets. So I was sticking the second ticket in because the first ticket you get is when you go in, they spit out a ticket. The second ticket you get is
for the parking deck. Guys.
Yeah, for the parking deck. The first ticket you get for the parking deck is to put on your thing for parking so that they know that you pay. You're supposed to be there. The second ticket you get is from the hospital to cover.
They give you a validated ticket.
Yes, so you can leave. And so when I was leaving, I was sticking my validation ticket in there, and I was like 5 minutes going, what is wrong with this thing? The black lady had to come out. She was like, no. She was like, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the first one to do this. I had to stick the first ticket in there and then stick the second ticket in there. So when I did that, I was able to come and get you. But that's what slowed me down for a little bit. I know Roger was like, I'm talking to this man forever. Did she leave me again? I did not. I was trying to.
I thought you might have just went home. But it was cool.
I was trying to get through the gate.
I would have just got an Uber or something, I'm sure. I had my phone back by then.
You better not Uber.
I would have called.
And I'm out there by myself.
Well, I could have called my mom or somebody that really cared about me.
I do care. I don't know why you making these people think I'm just
I've only said facts. So, let me know when I'm making something up. But from the story I gathered, you was eating while I could have been, cold blue. And it's fine. Life got to go on, Karen. Everything can't be the end of the world. And, it's not like you would have been thankful. If I died, you would have been glad that you ate that breakfast. You'd be like, at least I got something to eat.
Sad.
When they was calling me and being like, ma'am, is he allergic to penicillin or not? You could have been like, hey, I was on the phone,
You look here, sir. You leave me alone. No. You were fine. Everything went fine.
And that's all that matters.
You are okay.
It's like when you was in the hospital. When you was in the hospital and I slept there every night, with you.
I would have slept every night with you if you hadn't been there for days.
You would have been in an Airbnb. Let's be honest. Because do you need to be there all night?
I do, and I would have been there.
No, you got to go out and have a life. Mama got to have a life too, and I'm not knocking you. I don't know why you acting weird about it.
You look
clearly you
Roger acting like I don't give a damn. Roderick has been
I
in
didn't
the
say you don't
emergency
give a damn.
room before, and I stayed there with him, and I did not
No,
leave his side. He acted like I don't care.
Right? But times have changed. It's different now. Okay, now you leave people's side. It's fine. No one cares. You know, some people like dogs, some people like cats.
This
it's
is
fine.
not the same. You
the
is
same
not
to
gonna
me.
make them people think I don't love the co-host of this show.
I didn't say you don't
and
love
I'm trying
me.
to leave him to die.
I didn't say you don't love me. Okay?
What are you saying then?
Nothing.
What is you implying?
Just I'm telling what happened. And that's all I'm doing is telling what happened while I was in the hospital. That's it. Now, if some enterprising young women are listening, going, damn, maybe I'm seeing a chink in the armor. Maybe I'm seeing a crack in the veneer. Maybe I could slide in the DMs. That's on them, Karen. I'm not telling them that stuff. I'm not saying, you know, maybe you could be eating delicious meals cooked home for you every day. I'm not saying that to nobody.
Child. Let me tell you, hoes and skanks, you're gonna have them problems with me then, because I am the bottom bitch. Let that be known. I am number one. There's nobody else besides me. And if you want to put up a fight, I
don't
fight
even
you
know where
words.
this is coming from. Nobody's talking about other women.
I'm letting these imaginary bitches know.
I'm saying they're not women like that. Okay, nobody is gonna try to slide in and be like, maybe
I'm be like,
I finally saw that, you know, this is not a 50-50 relationship.
I'm gonna be like the Instagram hoes. You gotta let them hoes know I've been working out and exercising and shit.
All right. Any more banter?
One more thing. I've been and we'll probably talk about this on Nerd Off, but I've been watching Bleach. And like the original Bleach, because they have like some movies and stuff that came out, but we was watching and we stopped, so I forgot where the fuck I was in the middle of the series. So I was like, well, let me go back from the very beginning. And I'm glad I did, because it made me re-fall in love with the series. I was like, oh yeah, I love this series, and I remember why I fell in love with this series. It was so much fun.
All right, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Almost as much as you probably enjoyed them grits.
I did. In fact, I think I enjoyed the grits more.
You should probably go back to the hospital just for the food.
You know what? I might do that.
All right, cover a little bit of news. Fewer people are using Twitter, Elon Musk X, as the platform struggles to attract and keep users, according to analysts.
No shit. People have been saying this from the beginning. Everybody's not gonna leave it. Like somebody like me probably gonna stay to the end, but a lot of people left when it became uncool. A lot of people left once a lot of the advertisings left, and once he started fucking with the algorithms and all that shit. For a lot of people, they was like, "The fuck I'm here for," and they just left. And a lot of them went to these other platforms and never came back, and now they don't even do them other platforms no more. You know, because everybody wants another version of Twitter, and it's just one Twitter.
Yeah, it's crazy to me because he's just the dumbest type of rich person. Like he's so out of touch with people. He's so out of step. People just call him a genius because it's like what you're supposed to call rich people. Anybody that made a lot of money in America, clearly a genius, and the rest of us just don't know shit. It's never that they're unscrupulous or abusive or use people, whatever, right? But what's crazy is his ideas in real time were all ideas that I was like, that won't work. Everyone was like, it won't work.
Nobody asked for it.
I'm gonna make everyone pay for Twitter. Well, it won't work. I'm gonna get rid of the verification and make you people pay for to move up in the algorithm, and they can get checks any color they want. It's like that didn't work. You know, like nothing worked. It just all loses money. It's all makes the place suck.
Right. And
I'm not gonna have any content moderation. Well, one, you're gonna have to because it's a fucking place that you want people to come. The same way like a club would love to be like, we let everyone in. Yeah, except some of the people are the kind of people that make everyone not want to be in. So now you got to worry about your club. You know, it's like we can't have KKK Friday nights because no one else was showing up but the 6 KKK members, and it seemed like bad business.
Correct.
So he's that kind of asshole, and so of course people are leaving. I know I noticed that with interaction,
Mm-hmm.
follows and stuff. That site used to be growing for so long that even if I just wasn't even tweeting, you could see like your follower count growing up.
Yes, you
Because just
could.
people were logging in, people creating new accounts, bots were real, and they were just that was the environment. Now it's like people get fed up and cross lines every day of being like, I'm not fucking with this no more. And
Yeah.
it's not the same line for everybody, but a lot of people got a line and you keep adding it up, and eventually you got what you got now.
Yeah. And services that they had are no longer there. Some people's like, well, I like these services. Like me, I think it's like $2.99 a month, where no, you didn't get a quote unquote check, but you could edit. Like it was just simple things that you can do. And I didn't mind paying the $2.99 a month for that. And he was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'll make you pay more." When I was like, "Well, then you get nothing," which is what a lot of people decide to do. That's like, I'm not paying you more money, and you basically fired and got rid of everybody. So a lot of people are like, why the fuck would I give you my credit card information when it gets stolen? Because the people that's probably over security are no longer there. You know, the people, the checks and the balances and shit like that is no longer there. And you're actually making less money now, charging more than you was when you was charging less. Like it just didn't make sense. Modifying and editing things that nobody asked for. And for a lot of people, you made the experience not enjoyable. And then you're gonna be like, don't y'all want to come enjoy the shit show? And for a lot of people, is different levels to where they go, I don't want to live here no more. And they just leave the neighborhood and never return.
Yeah, in February, they had 27 million daily active users on this mobile app in the US, which was down 18% from just a year earlier.
Woo.
So all those ideas he had just killed it. And I don't even know what you do with it because they were having issues with it not being profitable before he took over. And it was like, what are we going to do to fix this? And he was seen as the solution. You know, Jack Dorsey that used to run it thought Elon Musk could walk on water the way he talked about how he was going to fix everything wrong with it. And as usual, those out of touch ass rich white dudes never know the pulse of what keeps their shit running. They always make these weird assumptions because they've never really experienced any level of true discrimination. And so they don't have any safety, any compliance, they think all that stuff is superfluous. Like, why doesn't everyone just grow a backbone and get over someone calling you the N-word? I mean, you could call them honky. I mean, so what's the problem? And they don't realize how you just created a toxic place that no one wants to be a part of.
Right.
And yeah, I'm not surprised that a bigot would want to take it over, be seen as the savior, end up actually fucking it up. So yeah, it's bad worldwide. They're down 15% from a year earlier in the whole world. So it's just bad. And he basically killed it.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, there's also one of the things where he keeps going back and forth with when a lot of those advertisers started pausing. I was like, yeah, a lot of them will never come back. Like he thought that was a quote unquote temporary thing, and he probably keeps calling them, begging and pleading. And a lot of people was like, oh no, 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 no. This is a shit show. We're not like the. Why would we invest in this when we know that most of these are bots? Like more than it was before. Like it was always bots, but it's more bots than before because you actually don't have checks and balances. You're actually not verifying people. We used to know that people with the check marks back then, we used to know that they were actually a real person and had validity and were actually a reputable source. When he did this thing, particularly, it really tanked when he was like, oh, I'm taking everybody check marks away. Okay, but the people that follow that person knows that person is still a real person, right? I hope you don't think that for some people they're going like if somebody's following you, they go, well, I'm not going to not follow your account. And what happened immediately? All these fake false accounts started popping up, and companies was like actually losing real life money because, like you said, you got rid of everything, thinking you was the quote unquote savior. You end up fucking shit up. So a lot of companies like, hey, no, 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 we're going to get off of this site while we even over here. Can't our stocks and bonds can't be tied up with how you feel.
Also, a lot of those companies were media companies, and he's anti them. He's anti the media. He thinks they're the ones fact checking and shit, fucking stuff up. So yeah, it's just I'm not surprised. And I believe early on when he took over and had these dumbass ideas, we were already talking about how bad these ideas were and how it wasn't going to work. We tried to tell you.
I've been right about all of it. We've been right about all of it. Yes! Yes!
And what's crazy is I won't even give him the credit of he did this on purpose. Because a lot of people, and this happens with Trump a lot too, we think we're giving them more, making them more diabolical by saying, oh man, look at this guy. He did this by design. It makes no fucking sense for him to do this. He didn't want to buy Twitter in the first place. He basically got roped into having to buy Twitter.
Yep, they lost
because he kept fucking around with the platform, and they sued him into making him buy it.
Right.
Then he had to run Twitter, ran into the ground with these dumbass ideas, and ends up taking a bath on it. Can't find new investors for it. Fires a bunch of people and stuff. He's flying by the seat of his pants. He's not a genius. He's not a very smart person. He's transparently stupid in many, many ways. I think what he mostly has is the fact that he is a supercharged white dude that has a lot of what do you call it? I wouldn't even say goodwill. There's just a lot of tolerance for him. And there was the whole time. I was saying this shit years ago. I'm not special. I'm not a genius. I just looked at him and said, oh, that guy's a charlatan. It's a piece of shit. And then it's gonna take y'all another year or two to realize that even though he somehow made money, inherited a lot of it too. But because he has money, it's gonna take y'all a while to go, oh wait, this guy's not, there's not a special plan or philosophy. He's just a piece of shit who's willing to use people, backstab people, get their companies and shit. He don't treat people well. He's not a good aspirational person.
During the pandemic, he was like, bring y'all motherfucking asses back to work.
Racism in his own shop that he lost suits for. Like he's not a good person, and there's nothing smart about it. He's just unscrupulous. Many people in a capitalistic society conflate unscrupulousness with being smart. Right. No, Trump's not smart. He has no morals.
Right.
We apply smart to it retroactively when the common denominators, he'll always do what's self-serving. Transparently so. Meaning we don't need to come up with 12 more steps to be like, oh, but if you look at it, he's playing 4-dimensional chess. No, he's not. He's actually not. He's just a piece of shit that we keep thinking, well, it can't just be so simple that we just call him a piece of shit. Watch me.
Right.
You piece of shit. A woman held a dryer repairman at gunpoint over rejected warranty, Indiana cops say. An Indiana woman is accused of holding a dryer repairman at gunpoint after he told her he couldn't accept a warranty. Reba LaJoy.
She was like, oh, word.
Reba LaJoy Wilson, who I don't have a picture of and can't guess her right. I mean, I can guess her right.
Yeah, I can,
but I don't know it.
Yeah, I'm assuming black.
I would have guessed black because LaJoy is her middle name, but Reba Wilson is a white name. There's even a famous Reba Wilson, so I don't know. 43 of Indianapolis was arrested March 20th after police say she held a dryer repairman at gunpoint and shot at him as he tried to escape.
Oh, she was like, you gonna honor this goddamn warranty. Right. She's about, as much as I paid for this bitch.
She told the man who came to fix her dryer March 18th that a previous company said her machine was under warranty. The repairman said he could not honor another company's warranty. Wilson refused to pay for the repair and told the man to fix the machine or put it back together. The worker told Wilson he didn't work for free, but would be happy to put it back together. She paid his $70 house call fee. Wilson threatened if she paid the $70 house call fee. Wilson threatened to call the police and block the door so the repairman was unable to leave. She then pointed the gun at him and told him to sit down. She's like, I may tag your ass with these bullets. The repairman ran out of Wilson's back door and through her yard before making it to the safety of his truck. He told authorities, Wilson said, I'll pop a cap in your ass. Oh, she was black. She was. I think we solved the mystery.
Sir, you've been better off said, you know what? I'll let them deduct this out of my paycheck.
I'll pop a cap in your ass. And she fired shots in this direction. Wilson is charged with criminal confinement, intimidation, criminal recklessness, pointing a gun at someone, and unlawful possession of a gun as a serious violent felon. Well, what was the original charges?
Right?
Anyway, black.
Mm-hmm.
That's some pressure right there. The warranty. Like he's just trying to do his job.
My boss would have to take an L. I'm like, you know what? I went on ahead and I did the work for free. Just let you know, cause I wasn't trying to get shot on your dime.
Right. All right, let's do fucking with black people.
Boo, 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 boo. Hey, we're just fucking with them people because they black. We're just fucking with them people because they black. We're just fucking with them black people. We're just fucking with them blacks. We're just fucking with black people. Hey, hey, ooh-ah.
Sean King is disinvited from Ramadan event and accused of using Islam as a grift after launching a $1,000 a ticket speaking tour a day after he converted in solidarity with the people of Gaza.
Oh damn!
Yep.
Somebody must have been like, "Hey, no."
After the Minnesota CAIR branch announced that King will be speaking at the event on Thursday, they suffered an immediate blowback from social media users. 8 hours later, the branch announced they had made the decision to not have him as a keynote speaker because they had heard concerns expressed. We have heard concerns expressed by our community regarding Sean King being the keynote at your annual Iftar fundraiser. We have made the decision to not have Sean King as the keynote speaker for our upcoming annual fundraiser dinner. This has become a distraction from the sole purpose of our event.
Right. They was like, no, we don't want to have this shit. How y'all niggas out here protesting. We good.
To support the work of protecting and advancing the civil liberties of Muslims in Minnesota. One user said, do not let CAIR be tainted by association with this grifter. Another said, people familiar with his history know he's a prolific scam artist. I wouldn't associate with him, especially for any fundraiser. Somebody else said, why are you hiding people's tweets instead of addressing them and the fact that you booked a well-known grifter for this event? They went in on them.
Yeah, they was not happy. And, you know, a lot of people have various different feelings about him and shit like this. And you know what? This is going to truly tell if he really about being Muslim for Muslim's sake, you know, like for the religious sake, or if he here for the money, because they were just like, you know, you're not going to do this.
He'll be Christian by Easter, Karen. Okay, that's what the money gonna be. Look, he had just converted from being Irish on St. Patrick's Day to be Muslim.
Oh no!
Pricing for one of the events in San Diego starts at $75 for general admission, followed by VIP for $200, then a VIP plus priced at an eye-watering $1,000. What do you get in the VIP room for Sean King?
4 breakfasts, 4 lunches, the water park.
Tavares.
Yes. The Temptatress.
I'm mad Blackavelli wasn't there.
You getting Ray, Goodman, and Brown.
In a post he wrote, my heart is with my dearest friends in Gaza, and I'm proud that we were able to provide meals tonight to thousands and thousands of families from the north to the south in Gaza, and will do so every day of Ramadan. I thought, nope, not gonna say it. Activist known as one of the loudest voices behind Black Lives Matter movement, has 5.6 million followers on Instagram. So yeah, he's I guess he got canceled. All right, Karen, guess the rate. 0 to 100.
Like I said, it's Sean King. Yeah, Sean King. I say Sean King. He get the still get true score 0 because I don't get fucking 100 because you know people just always angry at him.
I give him a 50 for this one because a lot of Muslims is black, man.
Yes, they are.
Like I told you it wouldn't work because the overlap with black people and Muslims too strong. Mm-hmm. It's too many black people who are Muslim who are like, I know your reputation, bro. You can't slide in here. Like you can find a new group of white people to fool. Shit, right. They don't know no better.
Because they don't keep a track of us like that.
Yeah. They don't know the difference between Tavares or Ray Goodman and Brown. They don't know. Candace Owens leaves Daily Wire site amid Israel and anti-Semitism tensions.
Child 0.
She done got fired on her day off.
2 scores, 0 and 100.
Far-right commentator Candace Owens left the right-wing Daily Wire website amid tensions over her alleged, we saying alleged, anti-Semitism and opposition to U.S. funding of Israel's war in Gaza.
It was real because she really lost her job. So as far as we're concerned, it's real.
I'm just saying you have to allege that this racist woman is any level of bigoted. Whatever they say she did that shit.
Right.
I mean, she's a piece of shit. And she's been making the rounds on Black podcasts, a couple of them, The Breakfast Club and Joe Budden have had her on, and she's trying to slide back in with Black people. You know, there's a clip that Joe Budden in the podcast put out of her where she was saying how Black people are the funniest and the most athletic. Two stereotypical like racist tropes about us anyway.
Right.
So it wasn't even like they were treating that like, look, y'all say she's racist, but she actually admitted Black people are better at being funny and athletic. And I'm like, so did Joey the Greek or whatever. Like, what are we talking about?
Right. They don't prove nothing.
Jimmy the Greek. So did Jimmy the Greek. Like, and he got fired for that. There's like this, you fucking lowest bar motherfuckers to even put up a clip and act like she coming around to us. She's just using to catch you motherfucking suckers that listen to the Breakfast Club and listen to Joe Budden, who will go, well, she was able to have a 1-hour conversation without calling anyone the N-word. I guess she's a good person and we should hear her out. Hey, at least they had a conversation. The reason I'm laughing at her getting let go from the Daily Wire is because the DEI call was coming from in the house. There is nothing more DEI than a conservative Black person on one of these networks who gets their entire living off of just being a bigot. They're not exceptionally smart. They're everything that they say other Black people are whenever we get hired for something.
Right.
Whenever a Black person gets hired at Lockheed Martin, they act like, oh my God, I'd never get on a plane with a Black pilot. I agree with my racist white people over here. She just said that.
Yes, she did.
But guess who's the real charlatan? Who's the real fraud? Who's the real unexceptional person? It's her. She's not saying anything smart. She's not saying anything even daring or brave. She's saying the most cowardly lies that you can over there because white people that are racist like that eat it up. They don't require her to be anything but a Black mouthpiece for their bigotry so they can be like, yeah, I didn't say it. The Black woman said it. 90% of Black women vote Democrat. This woman don't represent Black women. She don't represent Black people. She's just representing whatever it takes for herself. When she used the NAACP to sue for discrimination, she didn't give a fuck about us then either. So she's framing this as like, I'm finally free to be a bigot. Okay. And I bet you them white people ain't gonna come fuck with her like that, because a lot of them white people like, I was here with the Daily Wire hating all the Blacks. Now we'll find a new Black to replace you. I'm not giving to the Patreon.
No, they not. They will not, because it's one of those things for every 1 to 2 years. Child, y'all like the people that do rental cars. You know how they tell you can rent a car for so many years. Yeah, it's time for a new model, dog.
So yeah, they trotting her out and all this shit, but it's funny to see her, you know, reap the I guess reap the reward of the all white workplace that she always was advocating for. She is being the change that she believes in. Right. I give her a Dracarys. She's a permanent Dracarys.
Yeah, and this is the same woman who, you know, subscribes to white supremacy, but when she showed that baby, they gave her hell about that.
She had to turn comments off on her own child's picture because they hate her.
Right.
You have told you're sitting around a cesspool full of bigots that you make money from hating Black people, but thinking you're the exception. No, you're the same N-word to them that you are to that we are to them.
Yes.
You're not special.
Nope.
You're just you're the pet that they taught to do a trick. That's how they look at you. Anyway, last one. Fans call out Sexy Red for a new slogan at Rolling Loud performance. So Sexy Red, the provocateur that she is, you know, I said something when she talked about how black people love Trump and stuff in the hood, and I was like, yeah, I mean, this is kind of, you got to look at Sexy Red the way we look at a lot of like provocative type people, where provocation is his own thing.
Yes,
attention is the real
currency.
She needs attention. I'm not saying she's untalented, but I think she's like, part of my talent is getting the most eyes on me.
Yes,
and
that's part of her talent.
Whether this is like a cartoon type character she's playing or not, she ain't gonna break. It would make no sense for her to break character for us. And if it's really her, then it would make no sense for her to stop being ignorant one day. So she's been rocking the Make America Great Again hat prop on her stage, but it says Make America Sexy Again with the two Y's. And of course, the acronym instead of MAGA is MASA. MASA. So a lot of people pointed that out. And I was like, what is she doing? She sang at this. This clip has been going viral of her trying to sing.
Oh, is that real?
Yeah.
Oh no, baby.
I like when she put the one finger to the ear.
Oh
like,
no.
You know how the real people that can sing always put that one finger to their ear when they sing to make sure the note is perfect. But here's the thing though. I feel like the people that are upset with her, I feel like you didn't see this kind of coming. She been flirting with this, and I provocateurs love Trump. Because Trump is aspirational to them.
Yes, he is.
He set
a high standard.
He was a man who rode the attention economy to actual power and presidents. So I whenever someone tells me they kind of look up to Trump or fuck with Trump, black, white, or indifferent, I always make a note of that. Like, oh, that person got a different value system in life than I do. Because there's a lot of shit I wouldn't do regardless of how much attention I think it would get or even how much money it would put in my pocket. I'm like, I don't want to be seen as this type of nigga though. There's a lot of people, and especially within the entertainment industry, where, listen, attention is important. If you can't get attention, it don't matter what you do. You be the nicest person in the world. Nobody will watch you be the nicest person in the world. It don't matter. So I was kind of already on she's tripping with this shit. But yeah, some people seem to be kind of like more upset now than they were before. And I think also a lot of people feel like they need to defend her, which is just another part of the stand culture shit that I really don't fuck with. But this idea of like, you can do something abhorrent and I need to defend it because I decided I was your fan and I'm in a war with the fans of these other artists or whatever. And I always find that to be such a low bar and a cheap cop out, because at the end of the day, I don't think there's anything wrong with defending the idea of like a celebrity did something. If you think it wasn't fucked up,
right,
I think that's fine. Like, I've done that before where I'm like, hey man, I think y'all kind of tripping about Taylor Swift or Chris Pratt or whoever, Lizzo or whatever, where I'm like, I don't know, y'all might be wrong about this. I think if you believe that, there's nothing wrong with saying that. I think that's totally different than this idea of, well, I said I was going to root for her. So now that she's, co-signing Trump, I got to keep rooting for her.
Right, man, like a mascot.
And I doubly don't fuck with it when people try to add in the context of like, well, it's a black woman, so I have to support her being fucked up. No, I'm a black man. I don't support fucked up niggas just to be like, hey man, he a black man. That's the road to how you be letting shit slide.
Right.
And I'm not saying you gotta be some vigilant, like, I don't even listen. I'm not that kind of person. I'm just saying you won't catch me being like, yeah, I know that nigga is a sexual assaulter, but he's a black man, guys. Come on, Emmett Till. So I think other groups think it's a privilege to have that, and they covet it. And because of just my makeup, I've always looked at that as a detriment. Anytime you can fool people with a group, anytime you can be like, yeah, I'm a piece of shit to people, but I'm a black person, so come on, guys. White people be pieces of shit. Like,
they wrong too.
Yeah, I have to reject that logic, because at that point you could do it for yourself. Everybody could do it for themselves. If that's the case, go out and be a terrible person. Just be like, guys, have you not seen I'm oppressed? So I don't really fuck with that. And I say all that while understanding I believe she's just a provocateur who's just out for the attention and gonna do whatever she can to keep this moment going as long as she can. And I think everything goes into the content for her. It's my pregnancy's in the content, the fucking sex tapes in the content, the Trump. Oh, y'all said something about the Trump shit. Here's a hat. Like, I think this is just her getting the attention. So I can't really truly get to the like I'm fucked with as a black person level about this too high, because I really do feel like I don't think she has a dogma. I don't think she can back up any of this with reasoning. I think she just sees a shiny object that we'll have to talk about, and she's gonna pick it up. And so I would say my 25 for Sexy Red.
The same, about a 25, because really overall I don't care. I'm just keep that real, because people like that to consistently get attention. I'm like, okay, you're doing something else to get attention. Okay, got it. And just because you do something to get attention does not mean I'm obligated to give you my attention.
Yes. So anyway, good luck to her and her fan base and all that stuff. I think also because she came in on the like hypersexual lane, people want to like, rightfully so, I understand, defend like, hey, it's her right to be hypersexual. You don't want your kids listen to it, then don't. Da, da, da. And then it just leads to a slippery slope of the next thing comes up. You're like, well, I need to be on her side again, or else when I was on her side about the other shit, then it makes you seem like I was wrong then. And no.
People are complicated and complex. I can be like, yeah, you got the right to be as sexy as you want to be, but this other shit, this is stupid. I can be both.
This is fucked up.
Right.
And it's fine. It's like just she think it's funny, and that'll be it. All right, last thing. We got to get to sword ratchetness and wrap this thing up. Been going for a while. And Karen got to go get breakfast.
You ready for your procedures? I can leave you there all night long.
A Tulsa woman was arrested for threatening a man with a sword and a hammer.
A sword and a hammer?
Yeah, sword and hammer sounds like 70s buddy cop TV series. Two detectives, Larry Sword and Curtis Hammer. Sword and hammer.
Weeknights at 7 p.m. on CBS.
A Tulsa woman, Tanya Lockett, was arrested and booked in the Tulsa County Jail on Friday after going to a man's home and threatening with a sword and a hammer.
She didn't show up at the house.
Guess the rings. According to a police report, police responded to a call from a man in reference to a woman threatening with a hammer and a machete. Oh, this thing getting longer and longer. When police arrived at the scene, they saw she was in the front yard with a katana, so it wasn't a machete. When Lockett saw the officer,
when he called, he said machete, because shit, they all look the same. You like, shit, it's a knife.
Better learn the difference.
Right.
When Lockett saw the officer, she tossed a katana into a red wagon, approached him, and was put in handcuffs. The officer spoke with the victim, who said he's known Lockett for about a year. The man said she called him on Thursday morning, came over to his house. He said he heard her yelling for him from the front yard. He then opened the door, saw her standing in the yard. Lockett then threw a hammer at him, hitting the wall by the front door where the victim was standing. Jesus.
Woo!
He also told police she had a sword in her other hand and was threatening with it. According to the report, Lockett told police that she did not come to the house with the red wagon and that had a sword and hammer in it. So the excuse is the wagon was already there?
But you picked it up and you used it as a weapon, so it don't matter if it was there beforehand or afterhand.
Well, that's how you get out of premeditated. She also told police that she held the sword and hammer and threw the hammer when the victim opened the door, but said the sword was for protection. I guess the hammer's for offense.
Once for defense.
She gonna call it back to her like Moiner.
Right. She really did thought she was Thor.
Right. She couldn't pick it up because she wasn't worthy. She was booked for assault and battery with a deadly weapon on $60,000 bond. So there you go. Thanks for listening, everybody. Now you guys know what happened with the hotel. The doors of the DMs are open. So you know, if there's people that can wait 30 minutes to see if somebody's okay, let me know. Okay, a lot of people don't have it these days. Until next time,
letting y'all bitches know.
Until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody. Have a good rest of your day. Talk to y'all